この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Flip Flappers episode 13, the finale. It feels like we laid a lot of the groundwork for the finale in episode 12. Like a lot of the heavy lifting has kind of been done, just getting our characters to the point where they hit their sort of classical, sort of magical girly second transformation where they get super duper powered and show that they are super duper in alignment, demonstrated by their new outfits, which are somewhere in between like wedding dresses and like the same kind of insecty, dragonfly-y aesthetic that they had on their previous costumes. But they're all white, and Coconut has like a little tiara thing. It's very bridal. It's very wedding dressy. It's very we're finally connected and working together and on the same path and stuff. And that's pretty cool. So we got our powered up Supergirls on one side. And on the other side, we've got a very, very overprotective, very, very powerful Mama Dearest who thinks that she knows best. Yeah, so found out some very, very, very interesting things, and I really like the way that we set up how Mimi exists. Who is Mimi right now? Well, Mimi's a fragment of herself. She's one single focused, tunnel-visioned fragment of herself that the overall, broader, more robust, real Mimi ceded all of her control to in this moment of greatest, deepest despair. She gave up all authority and allowed this one version, this one aspect of herself to take over, and has been unable to reclaim that same control. On the other side from her, we have Soruto, who is venturing into the depths of the Asclepius organization in order to find the Elpis machine that caused his father to go absolutely insane and essentially set into motion the events of the series. We believe that he is about to get inside it himself in order to somehow assist his daughter, we believe, and Paprika in defeating Mimi and somehow restoring balance to pure illusion and reality, or something. So, very much doing a following in the footsteps of the sins of his father, despite the problems that caused, but for a different reason and a different motivation, one that allows him to kind of redeem himself after having been essentially an absentee parent for the entirety of the series and the entirety of Coconu's life. So that's pretty neat. That should be cool. And we got Yayaka stuff, we got New stuff, we got Toto and Yu and all kinds of things, but the big deal is this climactic confrontation. We're going to have to fight Mimi. We're going to have to decide what we want and how we're going to get it. And I'm curious about how this is all going to resolve. The super classic Maho Shoujo magical girl thing to do in this situation is to pull a sympathy for the devil route, where we show that we've already shown that Mimi is not necessarily evil, and not even the fragment of Mimi that has taken over is necessarily evil. She's twisted. She's in this weird rock and a hard place situation where she's not only misunderstood by everyone, but is also actively misunderstanding the world and is unable to change that within herself unless she lets the other Mimi, the part of her that actually understands things, free. And that can't really happen until a third party enters. I'm assuming that will have something to do with the Soruto connection, that Salt will somehow connect to the other Mimi, but I don't really know. That would be the classic thing, is we show sympathy for the devil, we somehow demonstrate that Paprika and Coconut have gained enough emotional maturity to forgive Mimi for the horrible things that this Mimi has done, and recognize that there is another Mimi trapped within her and can be forgiven and brought back, and then we can kind of come to fruition with the things that Paprika was talking about earlier, that she really wants both. She doesn't want to have to choose between Coconut and Mimi, and likewise, Coconut doesn't want to have to choose, I don't want a mother. We don't really want to, like, obliterate Mimi. That isn't an end game that's super satisfying here, unless things change over the course of this episode. We want to save Mimi. That's the goal, right? We've got this character who's been twisted by circumstance and forced into this awful position, and now we have the chance to potentially save her and bring her back, and in doing so, save the potential for family and connection and normalcy in Coconut's life. That would be really cool. I don't know if that's where we're going with this. What we do know is that this episode is titled Pure Audio, and I got a couple of thoughts about that. One, we've been dealing with audio chains all the way through, and pure audio implies, like, the final clean signal output. It's also, I don't know if it's necessarily implied, but most pure audio outputs end up being a stereo channel. You know, two tracks, Coconut and Paprika in unison. Yay! Makes sense, right? It's pretty simple. But we'll have to find out. We'll have to see how we get there. So, Mimi has essentially complete control over Pure Illusion. Desperately wants to protect Coconut. That is all she's able to focus on. And is a twisted, emotionally abusive individual who genuinely cannot see what she's doing wrong. This is a scary situation, and one that echoes reality in relatable ways, if being a little bit over the top, superpowers and things and the ability to control the world. But, if you're in a toxic relationship with a parental figure, especially if you're a minor, and you really don't have any control over your life and choices, if emancipation isn't an option and things like that, yeah, your parent has pretty fucking complete control over your entire home life, and it can feel like they can warp reality around you, and it's not a healthy, happy place to be. So there are a lot of really relatable elements in the story as it's been set up so far, but I feel like right now we just need our catharsis, we just need a little bit of the emotional context, right? Set things up, and then we need the boom. We need some cool animation, some good things. We need everything to fall apart or come together or be fixed, or Mimi explodes or Mimi is fixed or something, and then we have ourselves a big fucking real serious conversation about something. And our characters finally demonstrate that they have actually matured significantly and put all of that into words that we can actually latch onto and be like, that's what our characters came to as their conclusion after going through all of these hardships. Those are the conclusions that maybe I can use and glean something interesting from and take into my own life and use as part of my own pure illusion, my own perceptual paradigms. So that's a lot. That's a lot of blathering here at the beginning. I have no idea what's going to happen. Flip Flappers can surprise me all at once. Last episode was pretty bombastic and fun, jumping between all these various different pure illusions, feeling the boundaries collapse, and then the just crazy dramatic sequences like Mimi rewriting Papika's memory of her own wishes for Coconut, her own desires, and Papika finally breaking out of that and seeing the truth, and I like it. Okay, we got a lot of threads in play. I'm a little bit worried that there's too much to cover in these 23 minutes that we have. 23, 24 minutes, whatever. Yeah, 23 minutes and 41 seconds that we have here. That's not a lot of time, and we do have a lot of things to cover. If we can do it in a satisfying way, I'm going to be really impressed. If we can't do it in a satisfying way, I will not be entirely surprised, because there's so much shit going on in this show. Like, we could do another core if we really wanted to and just investigate further. But we can't. We have to wrap everything up now, and I'm intrigued to see how it's going to be done. So let's dive on into episode 13 of Flip Flappers and this wonderful little adventure that we've been going on for the last few weeks, and see how our characters end up. I've got episode 13 of Flip Flappers up and ready to go. It's sitting at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions of this reaction. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description. Timer-based version will be up on YouTube. If you want to do a sync thing, sync up your own copy with the timer-based version, you're welcome to do so. Just go ahead and get your copy ready, because the beep beep timer to count you down will be coming at you now. Let's do it. Okay. When is this? Oh, that's then. Whoa, what? So that's the moment when Papika jumped and reached out for her? And now Papika with the black ankle bracelet, no longer golden, right? Okay. And the landscape becomes the one we recognize, the one with the cage, and she reverts to a little baby. Oh, it's in a tree. Oh, it's in a tree. Which mirrors the place where we hung out before. Who are you? Oh my gosh, yeah, okay, we're doing repetition to episode 1. So we're bookending. From the start, hunger. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's gonna be a long, long time. Oh. Divided but connected. Oh. Okay. And that is the freedom. The boundaries fall when we reach out and connect to other people, eh? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. That line though? Like, you were a big girl before and a Onechan, and then before that you were an old lady, and before that you were a little girl and a baby. Like all of those things at once, right? Because she's in Pure Illusion, a place where all of those can exist simultaneously. But now she's age matched to Papika because of their connection. So we kind of get like weird vague explanation around that stuff. And then there's the visual mirror of like that tree and then the space that Papika has made her own that she invites Kokona into in the early episodes within a tree. It's the same space, right? It's just made hers instead of made stark and bleak and confining. It's home. Huh. She carved out a little patch of self. Oh. Yes, she did. Ah. Aw. Uh-oh. No. Alright, here we go. This is having no effect, is it? I'm surprised we didn't... Oh. Oh, that's not useful. That's not good. I was gonna say, I'm surprised we didn't switch to monochromatic red-black for that. Give us more of that Ikuhara or Ava feel. Oh my god. Ha 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 ha. Oh no. Oh, you toxic girl. Oh, Jesus. Uh-huh. Oh my god, close save. What is going on? What? No, but Buchon. Oh. What? Oh, I think he's broken. What the fuck is happening? Is this like reality is breaking at the seams? Whoa, and there are multiple of those spires now? But there aren't. And we've got like Escher shit, nonsensical architecture, size and scale and everything doesn't matter. Okay. Please no. Less formal, less formal. Almost Madoka-y. No, move the other way, Buchan. I'm sorry, Uexecutu. Okay, he found it. He made it. Getting ready. What? Obfuscate it further? Is she getting embarrassed because he's going nude? Yeah, okay, that's why. Not the time to care about such things. I think we're past that. Yeah. What is disconnecting? What the hell? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I hate that so much. Soundtrack though. Hold on, I need to timestamp that because we gotta talk about that moment. Salt. It's happening. Yeah. Yeah. Ha. Whoa, he's removing color from it. What? Putting a layer over it, he said. This is his. A bleak, empty, dead landscape. To atone. Whoa. Nope. Let it go. Soda. Uh-huh, I've already made my choice. Shut up. Wow, battling via color. Breaks the glasses. What now? Oh my god, he can only maintain it right there. The real one? The real one? Oh boy. Yep. Yeah, we know. Yep, I was just trying to protect her. And now everything is falling apart. What? My mans. My mans. Fuck yeah. Nope. You're a fragment. Nope, you just believe you are. You lack the balance. Woo. And yep, just bounces off. Just bounces off. Oh boy, this is not going to go the way that. Yep. There we go. Yep, I was wrong. I thought I could control things and change everything. I'll just explode everything. Oh. Oh no. Yo! We don't do this. We don't do this in episodes, but I'm pausing. A little sick. A little sick. Oh, I need to cut. Cut to a color. Oh. Oh. Nope. Paprika and coconut. And salt is falling apart. Death means redemption? Probably. Oh, we're getting to have the conversation. Okay. Here's the conversation. I never wanted to go on adventures. Yeah. Okay. Merging the symbolism and the reality. Perfect. Yes. And there's our theme. Hmm. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Love it. How about the real one? How about the real one? Damn right. Are you gonna super double mega flip flap? Looks like it. Oh, didn't see that coming. Nah. Nah. He is falling apart. Yeah, cut. Ah. And what now? What now? What now? What's the result? Whoa. That's the painting, right? That's the painting. In the reflection. Yeah. The self. Yeah. The muted color, dude. Eh? Oh, my boy. My boy. Fuck yeah. Hmm. He's gone. Is he in reality or is he gone? Oh, and the tears. Wow, that gleam on the tears was good. That looks like it might be an exit. Hmm. Okay. Fuck yeah. The real words she needed from a mother. I don't understand what just happened. Is this the bed? Her bed? Home? It's different. It's different. This is a different place. Mad Max. What? What? Who's... What? 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 Wait. Color's different. Look at that. Look at that. Everything's different. All the color's different. This is not... Wait, that's her as... I know that movie. I know that movie. What movie is that? I know that movie. Yo. That's Boo! That's the elevator. It's not real anymore. That's Hidaka. And he's insane. He's just a bunny now. Where is Papika? Where's Papika? Yeah, no, this isn't how we end. We'll find a way. I'm not super worried. But it's just a tunnel. Yeah, just a pipe. Nothing here. You no longer have a fragment within you. And surprise Papika. Oh, there she is. Mirror to episode 1 again. She doesn't remember her? Oh! She does. The same sequence. She shattered the illusion. Okay, they can still go. Good. Let's go see Mimi. Then we're gonna end there. Oh, there she is. And there's our color. Wow. And everyone is still alive. What a happy ending. Huh. Wow, that's cool. That was a very cool sequence. And that's the end, isn't it? Or is there one more scene? Nope. Hmm. The end of that. Damn, we squeezed a lot into this episode. This ending sequence is really interesting. Okay. Actually, I've got a vibe. I've got a vibe right now, and the vibe is that if I don't go through and rewatch this ending sequence right now, I'm going to misinterpret it grossly. It's the same vibe as like last episodes of Evangelion, where I just completely missed the point, which happened. You can go back and watch those if you want to. They're pretty bad. I've got that same vibe that I'm going to completely misinterpret this return to what seems to be reality. The loss of pure illusioniness, the fact that there are elements in the environment around her that could imply like all of the previous things have been dream state, but then there's contradiction and it's obviously not a dream state. I think my question is, are we existing right here and now? Is this reality as reality is, or is this a layer of illusion over illusion? Uncertain. I need to watch again to find out. Also, I need to know the cover, this movie, because I know what this is. I don't know what it is at the same time. It's the girl that Ryuko Matoi is based off of, with the glove. Ah! Ha! That took fucking forever to find. God damn it! It's Sukeban Deka, the movie. Specifically, one of the posters for it, where it's that character with her glove like that. Shiza, that took forever to find. But it's super influential stuff, like that uniform style and the whole idea of sukeban, the girl bosses. But yeah, it's the basis for a lot of the character design on Ryuko Matoi, and that the general aesthetic of the almost Yankee girl boss character, girl gang leader, and stuff, which is one of my favorite types of or archetypes of Japanese characters. And there are all these other elements too, right? What's that? Okay, that's Mad Max. What's that? Katakana chart. Ah, it's say, but it's elongated. Ra, ra. Oh, is that Moo? Is this Seira Moon? Is that an flip dip? Yeah, it is. Oh shit. Okay, very weird. It's clearly Seira Moon, right? But this is Rue, not Moo. It's kind of weird. I don't know why that's the case. Yep, the colors of all the shoes are right. I can't find the exact poster that it's supposed to be a reference to, but it's close enough. Cool. That's all we really needed to know. Bar. Fuck, I know that poster too. It's old. It's not Bar, though. It's something different. They've changed it again. Is it Charlton Heston? I think it's Ben-Hur. Because the original poster for Ben-Hur is very similar. It's like this stone monolith carving out the letters. And this is the same, it's flipped. So it's angled the other way. And then it's Bar instead of Her. But yeah, Charlton Heston, Jack Hawkins, directed by William Wyler, who's not listed there. Something Stephen Boyd, Carl Thunberg, Sam Zimbalist. Yeah, okay, that's the Ben-Hur poster. Okay, what's next to it? This is really fun, just teasing these things out. What's that? I don't know what that is. The desert landscape, though. It's not Mad Max, because we've seen the Mad Max one. It's on the other side of the room, right? It's over there. So what is that? The Lie News. Okay, I think I get it now. I think I'm coming to get it now. Cool. I can't figure out what this desert poster is. But that's Boo. This is wrong. And that's ridiculous. But this is all illusion. Wonderful. All the visual callbacks. This is identical to the scene where they first met. Same with the moment where she approaches like this. It's identical. This moment I don't understand yet, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. And then they go back to reality from this pure illusion. And it is as we want it to be. And everyone survives. This whole sequence is so lovely. And then the spin. Pop. And away we go. Aww. I love it. I love it. Pure audio. Perfect. Oh. Such a strong depiction of a toxic parent and a strong depiction of breaking out from it. Again, lots and lots of visual callbacks all over the place. This moment where they're sitting together back to back against the barrier between them is the same as the moment that they were sitting back to back in the desert. Same as many moments. They reach out, touch each other, and the boundaries break down between them. Promises are made. Founded on messiness and food. Lovely. 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 And terrifying. Okay. This shot. It's really surprising to me that this didn't go monochromatic. I'm actually genuinely surprised by that. It's the same kind of spray that we get from Evangelions, yeah. God, they did so well making Mimi horrifying. And so well making some of these action sequences just bonkers awesome. The skull snake things reforming themselves as soon as they're destroyed. And it loses some of its smoothness when we're frame by framing it like this, but the whole thing really does work together, and it does flow when you're watching it as a whole. It's followable, which is kind of crazy given how much is going on. This is some insane animation. Now, it's jerky, and it's not smooth, it's hectic, but I think that's intentional. It still can be followed. We feel Coconut slicing these lengthwise, you know, and running along them. It's pretty freaking cool. And then, of course, we're punctuating all of it by horrifying statements from Mama. Mama dearest. And then the world being so surreal, just collapsing. All these weird ideas and ideals and beliefs and things blending together. And then we talked about this during the pause, but man, what a moment. What a moment. The villain hurt by you defending yourself against the villain. It's creepy. I don't like it. But I do like it. It's perfect. It's right. It sells everything. And then the interruption by Salt. And he gets his redemption. He gets his redemption. He really does. Best Father of the Year award? No, not quite. But redeemed by coming here? By pushing through? By just the pain that we see on his face as he's trying to hold on and push into this space? And then just the badassery. And the music. Fuck yeah. And then we see this, right? This means something because he's struggling for it. And it means more that in the midst of his struggle, he prevents her from stopping it, right? No, let it happen. That's right. Not here for forgiveness. And multiple times, Mimi projects so hard. Oh, you selfish people. All you selfish people trying to break up a mother and her daughter. How dare you? You selfish people. You brats. How dare you? All I've done for you? Oh, the classic toxicity. I hate it, but it's perfect. And then it all falls apart. Right, I was only doting on her. I wasn't doing anything wrong. You are all the problem. I'll just destroy it all. And then this sequence into flip-flapping. The soundtrack is goddamn perfect. The whole visual experience of her flip-flap transformation is so warped and twisted and glitchy and freaky and weird. Ugh. Monstrous. But beautiful. Beautiful. And hot as hell. I mean, look at that dress thing. That's so dope. It's so cool. And of course, it's a dark mirror to their own outfits, right? Which are more like armor, right? All white, bits of blue-gray in there. Instead, hers is all black with bits of red glow. Woof. No heart in the center of her chest, which both of them have, right? Just spikes. She has a similar kind of tiara to what Coconut ends up with, but hers is made of vicious-looking floating spikes. Very cool. Very clear. You know, color-coded for your convenience, if you will. And her vagina turns into a black hole, which she then uses to suck up reality. This is really interesting. I like this a lot. This just swath of color warping everything and twisting everything out into nothingness. Very neat. And then Salt's very existence being pulled away from him, and wow. Yeah, let's believe in our dear friend, in Papika. And then we have our conversation. Our reality, right? We get to speak truth to each other. Real truth. I never wanted to go. I wanted to stay on that boat. Safely drift along like a leaf, right? No. I was afraid of regretting the choices I might make. But you pulled me off the boat. You dragged me out of the boat. And now that I'm off of it, I can see how much that's worth. And the response is, I wanted to go adventuring with you. And in this moment, we find that we came at this from different sides, different perspectives, but we found a middle ground where we can actually relate. It had to be you. Not because of that, but because of something we both understand. We both love, love, love. Yeah. And it's the same for me. Can't be anyone else. Of course it can't. Boom. Our pair. Let's go, Papika. So we flip-flap it up again. New reality bursting through. Fuck no. Don't you get in the way of our adventure. So, we hold each other tight and we break through. And in this moment, we come here. And Mimi gets to reflect, literally. Okay, what's this painting? What is this? What is this? Not this. This is the painting on the wall, right? This is the painting on the wall. This though. Also, where's the image that I used for the shoutouts at the beginning of the episodes? There it is. No, it's too different. Okay. But this, what is this? Uh, painting, laying in water. Oh, there it is. There it is, there it is, there it is. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yes. Ophelia. John Everett Millais, completed in 1851 and 1852. Ophelia, a character from William Shakespeare's play Hamlet. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Language of flowers. Prominent red poppy represents sleep and death, but that's absent here because we're monochromatic in lily pad, so it's very different, but it's evoking Ophelia, I think. Okay, cool. I think the most important part of this is it's kind of surreal. It's kind of crazy. She's like emanating light in the sequence, which is neat. And then I think the most important thing is that there's a reflection room, right? She's half in, half out of the water, and that gives us room to have the variety of Mimis interact with one another. And that's what we see occurring here as she hugs herself, which is cool. Okay, and then everything is breaking down, and we have this moment for Soruto. Ah, you gotta love it. You gotta love it, don't you? Soruto is presented within pure illusion by his past self, an easy way out. Switch with me. All you have to do is take your knowledge, go back to the past, and fix everything, and then we won't have to deal with any of this. It'll be great. Nope. Nope. It's better to have had the bad things happen and to have learned from them than it is to go back and pretend that everything was okay from the outset. Fuck yeah, Soul. I choose suffering because we learned something. This hurts, and that's a good thing. Yeah, good. Yes. Fuck yeah. Boom! Nope. Oh, so badass. I love it. I really love that moment. Okay. And one little clover flower. Mimi. I'll send those girls home. And they banter, and all he says is forgive me until he's gone. I love the shimmer of the tears on her cheeks. I don't think I have ever seen shimmery tears in anime quite like that, and I like them a lot, and I want to see more like them. And then there's this portion, which is very confusing. So, what the hell happens here? Pure illusion is infinite and continuous, no goodbyes, blah, blah, blah. And here we go. What happened right there? Do we see their hands? Do we see their hands? We don't see their hands, do we? Shit. That seems important. Oh. Nope, we only see them after. And then it's Coconut who's grasping Papika's hand. And then Papika pulls out of this bubble. What is this bubble? I got this, right? All right, and then that closes, and she wakes up in here. But this is fake, right? This isn't reality. This is an illusion of reality. So we've got Line News, we've got all the posters. Sayuri's a normal person. She's got the wrong outfit. She eats breakfast. Why won't anyone talk about this? Everything's wrong. Boo is a construction machine. The elevator doesn't work. Hidaka's a crazy person. Yayaka's like, nah. Oexecutu is just a rabbit. This is the boring outcome, right? Oh, all of it was fake. It was all bullshit, right? Now we come to bland, drab, boring reality. Just see for yourself how awful it is. And then in the moment that we get there... Nope. Nope. So this is the illusion. I got separated from you and I stayed with Mimi. So she was staying in a different illusion. And then in this moment where Coconut breaks out, that's her breaking out here? So when she gets encased in the bubble, she's in the illusion? I'm confused. And then she gets pulled out of it by this. I'm confused. I guess it kind of becomes a cocoon, and then she's released as a butterfly, which works with her name, and that makes perfect sense. And they fly like awesome. awesome people, and everybody's back, and everything is normal. I still feel like I'm missing it. Back to the beginning we go! Give me a sec. I need to put this in order. I'm having so much trouble wrapping my head around that ending sequence. I really am. Coming up with a bunch of possibilities for it. Like, the gray drab world is a layer of illusion. Okay, that's possible. Or the gray drab world is reality as like an unaltered camera might see it. But it's also a lie. There's no light in it. There's no joy in it. There's no vibrancy in it. So what if we think of it as, like, every time we've seen reality up until this point, we've actually been seeing it through Kokona's eyes? And despite her protests, Kokona has always had this, like, ability to see the magic in things. It's only when she feels like she's separated from Papika that goes away, and that the fear sets in, the fear that it's all false. The same fear that we're instilled with by the show itself, right? The fear that maybe there isn't adventure waiting out there. Maybe there aren't connections possible. Maybe it's all just crazy. And then it's when Papika comes back into her life that the world opens up again, and that she breaks free. I don't know. This is fun. This is fun. This is the kind of vague symbolism that I like. This is interesting because we can read into it in multiple different ways. This sequence particularly, how we get there and what we experience in it and how different it is from the reality that we've come to know. And then we go back to that. Oh, Executor is a green little crazy weird bunny thing. There are flying hoverboards. Flip Flap does exist. Adventure is real, and we can go on more. And we get the insert song that tells us that. And then the title, the pure audio, that this is the final output signal. Huh. Neat. Very neat. Okay, let's talk about Flip Flappers as a whole. Is this a perfect show? Hell no. It is messy. And we talked about messy before in episodes 11 and episode 12. There are a lot of messy things, especially in the ending here. A lot of stuff was put into play, and not all of the threads that were put into play were resolved in what I would call, like, a good way, you know? Not all of them were resolved satisfyingly, but enough were. And the message or messages, because each message that you can actually glean from the show you can take from multiple angles, are scattered throughout and interesting and valuable and real. I feel a connection to these characters. This is a fun, goofy, interesting adventure show that's actually caused me to think. And that's cool and valuable and neat and interesting and fun. I like it. Does it have the smoothest, most perfect animation in the world? No. But there are constantly attempts at cool, at interesting and bombastic and exciting. And there's heart in it, you know? There's real heart in those attempts. And so the intent comes through. And they work. They work. Even when they don't work, you know what they're going for. And they kind of work. The show's confusing and weird and strange. But that makes it unique. And valuable, maybe. It touches on a lot of topics that a lot of anime stay far, far away from. And carries with it this self-awareness and this sort of tongue-in-cheek parody and satire that's also very real and very, it cuts to the quick. It cuts to the quick of a lot of issues that can be criticized in anime, and the way that anime portrays people and relationships and viewpoints and perspectives and villainy and heroes and things like that. It uses the trappings of magical girls and even mechas and shonen and romance and shoujo and all sorts of things to tell a very different kind of story, a unique story, a personal story. And it's steeped in references and knowledge and awareness of its place in the greater zeitgeist, if you will, of anime. Does it fit the peak of that place in the zeitgeist of anime? Is it the best satirical criticism of stuff? No. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's the best. But again, it's ambitious, and you feel that. There's love in it, there's passion in it, and that shows. There are also clearly production flubs and points where they definitely wanted to do more than they were able to do. And those show. But that also kind of creates an interesting work. Really interesting work. Just a couple days ago, I watched Patlabor 2, the movie, the Mamoru Oshii film from 92, 93. When was it? I think 93. Patlabor 2, the movie. And in it, there's something that really hit me hard and kind of fucked with me. And it happened after I got to the end of the film. Throughout the film, there are birds. They're like everywhere in the movie. There are paintings of hummingbirds on trucks moving by. There are birds that sit and like ominously stare at the characters from various locations. There are flocks of birds flying around. Birds get in the way of a character trying to take a shot at something. There are birds everywhere. And the question is, why are there birds? They're too everywhere to actually to not mean something, but they don't seem to mean anything. So at the end in the discussion, I went looking for why are there birds, and I came and found an actual answer because Mamoru Oshii had been asked that question, and his answer was they don't mean fucking anything. They're noise. They are intentionally meaningless noise placed into the animation. And his perspective was, anime often feels clinical and clean and neat because everything is planned out from the get-go. Every frame is planned. And this shakes me. This shakes my perspective on anime. Me, Teeaboo. Because my perspective on anime is that a lot of the value in anime is that everything is planned out and that multiple people have to agree on all the little bits and pieces, that every detail is intentional, right? And therefore, when we analyze it and when we look into it, we're having almost like a direct conversation with the authors because there are multiple authors on every piece of animation. Have to be. It's too broad a work to just have a single isolated viewpoint, right? And so the viewpoint becomes more valuable because it's shared. But what Oshii says is that leads to this clinical cleanness that's maybe not what we want. Sometimes we want dirty. Sometimes we want messy because humans like to read into things, and we like to read into things that aren't necessarily there. And it's often the case that what we read into, whether it was intended by the author or not, is valuable and interesting. And Flip Flappers, unintentionally, through its mistakes, ends up in this world of vagueness and ambiguity and noise and mess that we can read into. And that's kind of cool in its own way. Yes, it's built upon mistakes. No, I'm not saying that those mistakes are necessarily not mistakes, right? But we can learn things from them, right? I think that's cool. I think it's cool. We can learn things, and we can also say, like, okay, how else could we have had this story play out? How else could this have gone? What if Salt hadn't appeared in Pure Illusion? What if our girls didn't have access to a parental figure that wanted to redeem themselves, right? What if they had to face Mimi on their own? Not an uncommon situation, one that might be relatable to a lot of people who are dealing with toxic parents, right? You don't always have a friend or someone in your corner. What do you do? But that would be a different story, and we can think about that because we could say there are other options. It doesn't feel like this ending is set in stone. It feels like it could have gone different ways, and that's cool. We can speculate, create our own pure illusions about it, and think through the hypotheticals. That's cool. That's cool. There's enough here to spark thought and discussion, more than enough. And enough of it is weird and vague and messy enough that the discussion can be interesting. It's not just X equals Y, A equals B, right? It's not just, it's not simple, and that's good. We can't just look at this tree and go, oh, it's a tree, and Papika's in the root of it. Trees are symbolism of the tree of Eden in Genesis, and also Yggdrasil, the tree of life, and they connect all the worlds, and that's the symbolism. No, it can be any of those things and all of those things, because it's not actually explicitly stated. It's just there. You can read into it if you want to. There's no A equals B symbolism in Flip Flappers. Okay, there's some. There's some simple stuff, right? Friendship is powerful. Being connected emotionally gives you more agency. Yeah. Dark is scary. Things like that. Yeah, sure, okay. There's some simple symbolism. Clovers are memey. Snakes are bad. Yeah, alright, sure. But most of it is vague. Most of it is weird. Why is the hoarfrost landscape frozen? Why is the desert landscape a desert? Why is Welwitschia this plant monster? I don't know. Why is Uexecutu a giant green person thing? I have read up on Uexecutu, the person where the name came from, and the idea of separating boundaries around organisms, which makes perfect sense. But you can read it from that angle, or you can not if you want to. And that's cool. Ambiguity as a way of telling a varied, interpretable story. That's neat. And then just the visual language of the episode, bringing everything back together, starting out and ending this episode with callbacks to the early episodes. The back-to-back girls, the bonds, the grasping of hands, the reaching out, and then the moments together. This sequence that instills fear in us that it was all a ruse. Oh god, it's gonna be all a dream ending. No, don't worry. Because Papika will reach out. Goon, goon. And they will flip-flap away. I like this show a lot. It's good. I think it's good. Perfect? Hell no. Flawed? Deeply. But like its characters, those flaws make it interesting. It gets a thumb up and a half from me. I don't know what I would rate this show in terms of like an out of 10 scale. It would be on the upper end, but it would be on the upper end with caveats. Probably an 8 with caveats. That, like, it doesn't have the same amount of value as most of my 8s unless you really read into it and spend time with it. And then it does. I think an 8 with caveats is about right. That's pretty darn good. Alright, we're blathering now. This has been Flip Flappers. I think it was a good ending. I think it was an interesting, weird, different ending and a difficult one to understand. I'm not confident that I've understood it, and that's okay. Again, there's value in the vagueness here, and I like it. Let's wrap. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Flip Flappers. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next week when we watch something completely different. I don't know what I'm going to pull for. We've got 2 shows that have ended and are going to be pulled for. One of them is Saturday, and that's Sorayori. One of them is Flip Flappers, and that's right here on Wednesday. Not sure what I'm going to do for polling. I think I want to make one of the show slots, like, manly men slot, or something. Like, testosterone-fueled something or other. I don't know. At the very least, only male leads will be maybe the reason, because some people have pointed out that the channel has been steadily drifting in the direction of all female casts, or majority female casts, what with Girls in Panzer and Revue Starlight and Sorayori and this, and what else are we watching? Natsume cuts it out. That was Chihayafuru, which would have been that. And then, of course, Monday's fine. Sunday's KyoAni, and those are mostly girl casts. So lots of CGD something or other shows, and we should probably break away from that a little bit. So at least one of these slots will be quite different. And then for Wednesday, we'll probably keep it in the psychological realm of things because I like having weird Wednesdays. We've sort of it's one of the only slots that's really stuck to its guns. After I sort of phased out the themed slots idea, Wednesday is the one that's really kept its what the fuck vibes. It's WTF Wednesday vibes. What with Monogatari and then Flip Flappers and all the things that we've done on Wednesdays. All right, that's it. We wrap here. I'll see you in whatever we end up watching next. Peace. That'll work. I do not pause. I don't pause in episodes anymore, but I've been doing it because we watched the Pot Labor movies and it worked really well there, I think. Man, that was cool. That was cool. I'm also going to use this opportunity to investigate what USB device is unplugging itself and replugging itself in on my computer because it's really fucking annoying. What is that? Wow. Wow, this whole like destruction of reality thing going on with just the insanity of all of it. This is ridiculous. It's crazy surreal. You've got this like open landscape in the background with the balloons just floating into infinity. Wow, there's you got Dolly dripping clocks. Lots of Dolly in the meltiness of these like Quicksilver objects. I bet we can just go through like famous surrealist paintings and find about 1 billion references. Okay, let's see. Do we see warped, twisted, weird nose people shapes? Kind of. They're sort of all over the place. All right. This mushroom that's just a cutout of another landscape, just merged into it. That's so crazy. This road that twists and warps into nothingness. These structures that evoke skyscrapers and buildings, but are warped and twisted into strange. Wow. Wow, this is super creative. The chessboard. I mean, checkerboard patterns are a really common thing in surrealist stuff and crazy architecture because they wrap around impossible shapes in interesting ways and create cool patterns. But like the cutouts of a different landscape remind me of this Jim Warren painting where he's got like faces built out of landscapes and things. The apples that are everywhere kind of remind me of I forget what you call it. The Magritte with the apple in front of his face. The twisting trees and nonsensical shapes and weird uses of color, and it just creates landscapes that are impossible and awesome because of it. Like yawning holes in reality. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And the rules of physics don't matter here. You know, we poke him with a bullet in the brain and it awakens him for reasons. Ridiculous. All right, more checkerboards, more chess patterns. Ah, the ultra long-legged bird creature with a palanquin on the back. That's very Dolly. Also the warped lemons. The where did we see the warped lemons? I think they were where Soruto is, right? Because those are a specific reference as well. Whatever. Fucking cool. And the serpent, the toxic person, the toxic mother. Wow. Ooh. I feel this deeply. I relate to this on multiple levels, and we're not going to talk too deeply about it, but let's just say this is a pretty perfect demonstration. Yeah. Every time characters call Mimi out on her bullshit, you can just feel the response coming that she's totally not going to get it at all. And it's amazing. It's really perfect. Because this is this is what a what would the word be? What would the word be? I mean, like twisted and broken and things like that are something, but there's another word I'm looking for. I don't know. Emotionally abusive and controlling? Yeah. But also just with strong barriers against being called out on it. Yeah, what? Don't be mean to Kokona. Mean? This is my love. It's all for Kokona, a mother's love. And then we turn here, and she says, Kokona, Kokona, my sweet little Kokona. But she's completely losing control of herself, right? She's desperate for control over Kokona. Kokona's obedience is what matters, right? Kokona following what I say. God damn it. A mother controls her daughter. A mother controls her child. They're mine. They belong to me. And so she becomes this horrible serpent. This is what she is, but she can't see it. This monster. God, that's so perfect. That's so right on the money, man. It's so right on the money. Becoming a venomous serpent as she speaks words that on the surface are love, right? My sweet little Kokona. No, 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 no. You are venomous. You are poisonous. This is the most horrifying thing in this whole sequence to me. This moment right here. The genuine, like, righteous indignation that comes out of Mimi in this moment. The how dare you? How dare you? Like, she is assaulting and trying to murder her daughter, kind of, right? And her daughter escapes from her giant, warped, twisted monster hands by cutting her way free. And she goes from the twisted, awful snake to the shadowed, tiny little, oh no, ow. And then it becomes this moment where Kokona cares. Bad move. How dare you? But it's real, right? This is the part that's so terrifying and so scary about a toxic relationship and about emotionally abusive people. Their feelings are real. They really believe they're righteous because they're twisted. It's not often that that's really, really demonstrated to us, right? Where we're shown the viewpoint of the character who is obviously toxic. We're shown their viewpoint, and by doing so, we realize just how fucked up they really are. Because that's what comes through here. This doesn't make us sympathize with Mimi at all. It makes us see just how far from logical she really is. And that's terrifying because it leads into the things that she chooses to do a little bit later. The giant monsters, and then the encroachment of Soruto. Pushing and pushing. This is just badass. I gotta say, this is just badass. She admonishes him at first, not here to beg forgiveness. Not at all. And she fights back. Pushes his influence back. To a limited, tiny little region. But Mimi, the real Mimi, holds her at bay. He creates the inroads for her. And this little moment speaks volumes. You know I hate waiting. The little blink, blink, blink. Aww, it's super sweet. This is super scary. Alright, I love the landscape. It's super cool. I can't wait for this battle to actually occur. The idea of a different side of Mimi, blah, 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 blah. And then this. This is just terrifying. This is just absolutely terrifying. Really great framing, right? Centering her here, obscuring her face. The butterfly imagery on her like corset area of her dress thing. I was wrong. Oh no. Oh no. I'll destroy everything. You know the words. And now our greatest weapon, our most familiar thing, is turned against us. This is actually why I paused, and it's taken us a long time to get back to it, but soundtrack for this whole sequence, and warping the whole flip-flap theme, and the whole becoming a flip-flapper. Oh, it's so brilliant. It's so brilliant. The same kind of strange, creepy noises that are the Hoarfrosts and are the Gokigen Yo girls, that weird distortion. Yeah. Crazy. and vibes of some things from Symphogear that we're not going to discuss because spoilers. Okay? Okay. All right, good. So yeah, butterfly. Again, except that she's got these snakes expanding out from her. And we haven't gone really past this, so we don't know what this is actually going to look like, but it's like reality is falling apart around her. She's actually destroying everything. I love her spiky dress thing. It's so mangled and haphazard and weird, but cool. Her whole design for this situation is amazing. It is gorgeous. And then the fact that her hair forms this flowing arc, but it's also the shape of a cobra's hood, right? Still maintaining that snake-like serpentine awfulness. And then the spikes and the row of spikes from her shoulders. Yeah, evil. Evil, right? Not good. Very bad. And the legs that just sort of disappear into hair. Oh, this is so cool. It's so cool. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I love hating it. Okay, and then Hidaka's talking about impedance and shit and everything is going crazy. Let's re-begin and continue on our way with this episode. Ah! Oh, there's the elephant. Hello, Super Boo.